Hello. Today I wanted to talk about love languages because I feel like focusing on them too much can distract you from what's actually important and what actually is the basis of human connection. And what inspired this subject matter is I realized how different I looked at love languages when I was in a relationship versus now that I'm single, and like all of the love that I receive is from like my friends, my family, even strangers, the world in general, and how like the way that I viewed love languages then was so specific, and I thought that I had these like specific needs, and I had like the hierarchy of which ones I needed the most and which ones didn't really matter to me. But now I'm like, oh, like I don't even care. Like I don't have any sort of order. Like that's not what I care about anymore. And throughout like all of the dating experience I've had, like I've always had people ask me like, what are your love languages? I don't know if that's just like a lesbian thing cuz like we all want to have the deep conversations, but like I don't know. I've always been asked like, "Oh, like what are your top love languages? Like what are your favorite ways to receive love? Like what are your favorite ways to give love?" And I've always had answers for that. I've always like had my top two that I'm like, okay, like this is what I care about the most. And that's exactly how I thought it worked. Like I thought that as long as I, knew what love languages I liked to receive and what I liked to give, as long as I was receiving the ones I liked and giving the ones I liked, and like I don't know, giving the ones that the other person liked, I thought that that was like all you needed, and like that's how you made each other feel loved, like whether you're friends or dating or family or what. But then when I was in a relationship and, those top two whatever ones I said were present on like both the giving and receiving side, and I still was not feeling very cared about, I'm like, wait, like do I need more love languages? Like, do I need all five? Like, I was probably giving all five, but I'm like, wait, like, do I need to receive all five at all times in order to like feel loved? Like, what's going on? Obviously, I knew that there was like a lot more to it than the love languages, but I thought that they would at least be like a solid base. And I thought that those love languages being present would like do more than they were doing. And since I have the probably kind of suffocating capacity to give all of the love languages, I'm like, oh, like maybe things are feeling unequal because I'm out here giving all five and I'm not receiving all five in return. So I thought that that was the main issue. And I asked basically for the other love languages. I'm like, yo, like maybe some more acts of service and gift giving would like do something for me. But then when I think about my friends who I feel very loved by every single day of my life, and then when I think about the love languages, like, I don't really care if they're getting me gifts. I don't really care if they're being touchy with me. I don't really care if they're doing random acts of service for me. Like, I don't know. None of the five really matter as much. I mean, like words of affirmation, like we gonna talk to each other, quality time, I hope that I see them, but like I don't need to be seeing them every day in order to feel cared about. I don't need to be seeing them every week even. Like I have friends who I haven't seen in months. I still feel very cared about by them even if like we don't have time to call each other often. Like that's not what it's about. And thinking about that, and then thinking about all these feelings I was having in this relationship of like a lack of love languages, I realized that that's not what it was about. That's not what was bothering me. And I'm definitely not saying that like love languages are 100% unimportant. Like, if you guys are dating people and you would like more of a certain love language, absolutely communicate that to your partner. Like, these can still hold weight, but they only hold weight if they have certain components. So I realized, like, thinking about, okay, like, why do I feel so loved by my friends then if, like, they could literally go months without doing any of these five love languages and I would probably still feel just as cared about. And I realized that everything my friends do towards me is infused by curiosity and consideration, and like a very unique consideration that is very much towards me based on what they know about me and based on what they've gotten to learn about me through being curious. And people in my past who I am no longer around because I felt like they didn't have this curiosity and consideration towards me. Were they never asking me questions? No, they asked some questions. Were they never considerate in any way? No, they were considerate. But I don't know. It's more like my friends, they are like keeping up with me, and they ask me very specific questions that I don't know, it just tells me that they care and that they are seeking to understand me as fully as they can. And when they understand things about me, they remember those things and they come up later. And I don't know, it's just there's like very basic surface level curiosity that somebody can show me, and then there's like the level of curiosity that I get from people who genuinely just make me feel cared about. And when these absolutely lovely people are interacting with me, I like can just always tell that they're like seeking to understand me because they do and say things that they know that I would be interested in and that I would like, or they start conversations with me that like they know that I would love to talk about. And then I've had these other people like I don't know, they just like wouldn't do that. Like they wouldn't understand what I liked, they wouldn't understand how I worked, and they would do things that like would really bother me and things that made me feel very misunderstood by them. Okay, this is all coming together. I'm like figuring out how to word it even better. The five love languages need to be infused with understanding. Here are examples, and I don't mean to like call anyone out on anything. Like this is very. I could be talking about anybody, but okay, I've told people that I very much prefer compliments not on my looks. Like, if they compliment my looks, like, I'm gonna accept that, I'm gonna appreciate it, that's fine. But, like, if that's all they're complimenting, I'm gonna feel weird. And I much prefer compliments on, like, my personality or, like, anything else other than looks. And there have been people who have been very close to me, so you'd expect them to understand that about me, especially if I say so, who would really just focus on my looks and like really mainly compliment my looks. And then when they complimented anything else, it just like wasn't very specific. It was just like, oh, like you're smart, blah blah blah. Like I don't know. I just But then my friends, they will like take something that I have been working on about myself, whether I've even told them or not, and they'll be like, "Hey, like I've noticed this about you. I've noticed you improving this. I've noticed," or like they don't even like say improving. They just say, "Hey, you are this way." And it'll be like some quality that I'm literally like working and striving towards. So when they say that, it's like just validating everything for me and like making me feel so accomplished in what I'm working on. And like they just told me like, oh, like yeah, you're that thing, the thing that you're striving for, and you may or may not have even said, yeah, you're that thing. And then that's how they compliment me. Like it's not, oh, you're pretty, oh, you're so smart, blah blah, blah. Like no, like they compliment me in a way that makes me feel very seen and understood. And they give me these more in-depth compliments like on top of the basic ones. They've probably already called me pretty and smart or whatever people want to be called. Like they've already done that just like for fun. But then like they actually go in depth and compliment me on something that like I actually care about. And they know what they're doing. They know that it makes me happy. They better know. And then like these people from my past, I don't even really remember what gifts they got me, but then like I'll have these tiny little occurrences with my friends who make me feel so cared about. Where like, okay, for example, one of my friends, I hadn't seen her in a while, and she works at like a little pastry place, or it's like a coffee place, pastry, like bakery kind of vibe. And she like gave me this wrapped up pastry when I saw her. And she was like, hey, like, I wasn't sure, but like, I thought you would be in town. So like, I picked this up for you during my shift. I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, you were working and you thought about me while you were working, and you thought about what kind of pastry I would like. And then you went and you got one for me in case you would see me. Like just in case you would see me. Like after that level of consideration, you don't have to like do anything for me for like 5 years. Like I'm set. I'm good. Cuz like people I've literally like dated or like been very close with, and like I was doing a bunch for, like they could never even touch the feeling that I got from that. And some people might think that that's really sad because they might view that as like a small thing. But for me, after being around people who like could not do for me, like that was really powerful. And like my friends do stuff for me like that. And I don't even know how to categorize that in the like the five love languages. Like I don't even care. Like it's just they are curious about what I like. They're curious about how I work. They're considerate. They're thinking of me when I'm not with them. I'm sorry if you can hear the train. And yeah, like that just like is the formula for making me feel cared about. Like I don't care what five love languages, like which of the five you're doing. Like if you're doing stuff like that, like you have my entire heart. What do you mean? And then like the concept for showing up for somebody, like, you know, when I've asked for things from toxic people, they called me like needy. But then my friends, my family, like if I need something, I don't even have to question the fact that somebody's gonna show up for me and help me out, or like hear me vent or whatever I need. Like they're there. They got me. It's done before it's even done. I've also gotten to the point before where I viewed love languages that are mutually beneficial as like inferior to the others, because that's kind of, I don't know. I knew these people who would prioritize like physical touch and quality time over the others, or like that's what they would give. um, and they wouldn't give the others. And I'm like, oh, like those are the two that are mutually beneficial. Like physical touch, like, you know, if you hug somebody, you're a part of that hug. Like you're also being hugged. Or, you know, spending time with someone, they're also like, both of you are giving each other your time. Like you're both benefiting. But then, you know, acts of service, gift giving, words of affirmation, like you have to put effort into that. It's like fully an output. Like you're not, I mean, you definitely get something out of it if you're like, you know, a good person and you enjoy caring about people, everything. But like, you know, it takes effort out of you to do. But now it's like it doesn't matter what the love language is if it's something that's being done with sufficient curiosity and consideration. That's what's superior to the others. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have preferences between the love languages, but I don't know. I realized that if love languages don't have, you know, the actual core aspects of what human connection truly is, like they shouldn't even count in my head. Like I shouldn't even perceive them at this point. Like, I don't know. I feel like I need to almost have this new filter where I'm like, okay, whatever that person keeps complimenting you, are you gonna, you know, are you gonna start prioritizing that person that's complimenting you a bunch just because they're complimenting you, or are those compliments meaning something to you? Or this person keeps showing up and buying you things, or this person keeps asking you to hang out, but like, you know, are they genuinely doing it in a way that shows that they're trying to get to know you, or do they just want your attention? People gotta tailor the way that they show up for people based on the people that they are showing up for. And they have to actually know things about the people that they want to show up for. And you can't do that if you're always focused on just checking a bunch of boxes that you've kind of made up or society has made up. Like, you know, if you're getting someone a birthday gift, are you just checking that box of, oh, I got them a gift? Or do you genuinely want that person to feel special on their birthday? Like, I don't know. There's like an intention in everything that you do. And if it's purely to just make yourself look good or to make it look like you care, that's very like identifiable against someone who actually cares. This feels very all over the place and it's very late at night. So I don't know if I'm gonna use this video and post it, or if I'm gonna try filming this again, because I feel very confused about what points I've hit and what points I haven't. So if this actually ends up going out there, hi. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I don't know if this is the one, but we're gonna see. And yes, if you want more yapping from me, then hit one of the buttons below. My favorite form of engagement is comments, because then I get to talk to random people and I love that. So yes, if you care about the way that I want people to show up for me, then you'll leave a comment if you do anything. So yeah. But yes, I don't know how to end videos. So farewell. Have a wonderful day or night. And thank you. Bye.